What if I told you that Ford once built a truck with a refrigerator in the bed, or that Chevrolet designed a pickup that could turn into a van? Throughout automotive history, manufacturers have created some truly bizarre trucks that vanished so quickly, most people never knew they existed. Today, we're diving into 12 of the most spectacular truck failures of all time. Get ready for a journey through the strangest chapters in truck history that Detroit and beyond would rather you forget. Truck number 12, Jeep Comanche Eliminator. Back in 1988, Jeep decided to take its compact Comanche pickup and give it a sporty makeover with the Jeep Comanche Eliminator. What was it supposed to be? A two-wheel drive truck with a peppy 4.0-liter inline-six engine pumping out 177 horsepower, complete with a lowered suspension, bucket seats, and bold graphics down the sides. Jeep pitched it as a performance truck for buyers who didn't need off-road capability, just pure street cred. The problem? It abandoned Jeep's rugged 4x4 legacy, leaving fans baffled, while its sporty angle couldn't compete with actual muscle cars of the era. The bed was a measly 6 feet long, too small for serious hauling, and the interior was a stripped-down carryover from the Cherokee SUV. Priced at around $15,000 in 1988, equivalent to about $38,000 today, it was overpriced for what it offered. Jeep projected sales of 10,000 units annually, but only about 6,000 were sold across its 3-year run from 1988 to 1990. A truck that tried to be cool but ended up lost in translation, it's now a quirky relic for collectors who love a good underdog story. Truck number 11, Nissan Titan XD Cummins. In 2016, Nissan thought it could crash the heavy-duty truck party with the Titan XD Cummins, a pickup that sat awkwardly between midsize and full-size. Under the hood was a 5.0-liter Cummins 5.8 diesel cranking out 310 horsepower and 555 pound-feet of torque, promising towing capacity up to 12,000 pounds. Sounds impressive, right? Not so fast. It was built on a beefed-up half-ton chassis instead of a proper 3/4-ton frame, making it a weird middle child nobody asked for. Weighing over 6,500 pounds, it was too bulky for light-duty buyers, yet too weak for serious haulers. Fuel economy topped out at a dismal 15 miles per gallon, and the diesel engine's maintenance costs scared off budget-conscious buyers. Starting at $40,000 and climbing to $60,000 with options, Nissan aimed to rival Ford and Ram, projecting 20,000 sales per year. Reality hit hard. Sales slumped below 5,000 annually by 2019, and production dragged on until 2021. The experiment cost Nissan an estimated $200 million in losses. A truck that tried to flex but ended up floundering in no man's land. Truck number 10, Ford Ranchero Scrambler concept. Next up is a truck that, mercifully, never saw the light of day, the 1982 Ford Ranchero Scrambler concept. This oddity was Ford's attempt to reinvent the car-based pickup after the Ranchero bowed out in 1979. Built on the Fox body Mustang platform, it featured a sleek front end with pop-up headlights, a 2-seat cabin, and a modest pickup bed. What made it bizarre? It tried to be everything at once. Removable glass T-tops for open-air driving, a stowable rear window, a tailgate that doubled as a ramp for motorcycles or ATVs, and even an optional tent for camping. Power options range from a thrifty 4-cylinder to a punchy V8, nodding to the oil crisis era. The interior boasted digital gauges and an aircraft-inspired layout, futuristic for 1982. Ford tested the waters with market research, and the verdict was brutal. Truck buyers found it too small and car-like, while car buyers saw no point over a coupe. Wisely scrapped, the Scrambler remains a what-if that proves not every idea deserves to hit the road. Truck number 9, Cadillac Escalade EXT. When Cadillac decided to jump into the pickup game in 2002, they didn't hold back. They unleashed the Escalade EXT, a luxury truck that screamed excess. Based on the Chevrolet Avalanche, it swapped the SUV's rear for a reconfigurable cargo area with a midgate system. Fold down the back wall, and the 5-foot bed stretched to 8 feet. Power came from a 6.0-liter V8 making 345 horsepower, later bumped to a 6.2-liter with 403 horsepower. At 5,800 pounds, it guzzled fuel at 13 miles per gallon, despite its plush leather interior, wood trim, and cutting-edge tech. Priced at $50,000 in 2002, about $80,000 today, it targeted wealthy contractors who wanted hauling with a side of luxury. Problem was, contractors stuck to real trucks, and luxury buyers preferred SUVs. Sales hit 13,000 in its first year, but dwindled below 5,000 annually by 2007. Discontinued in 2013 after just 35,000 units, the EXT was a glitzy experiment that couldn't find its footing. Truck number 8, Hummer H2 SUT. If any truck embodied pre-recession America's love for over-the-top excess, it's the Hummer H2 SUT, launched in 2005. Starting as the massive H2 SUV, GM chopped off the cargo area and slapped on a tiny 3-foot bed, extendable to 6 feet with a midgate system. A 6.0-liter V8 churned out 316 horsepower, later upgraded to a 6.2-liter with 393 horsepower. But at 6,700 pounds, it barely cracked 10 miles per gallon. Measuring 203 inches long, 81 inches wide, and 77 inches tall, it was a beast that laughed at parking spaces and turned with a 43.5-foot radius. Good luck in the city. Starting at $53,000, $78,000 today, it was a status symbol until GM's 2009 bankruptcy killed the Hummer brand. A monument to impracticality, the H2 SUT is a relic of a time when bigger was always better, no matter how absurd. Truck number 7, Ford Explorer Sport Track Adrenaline. Before the Ford Raptor stole the show, Ford had grand plans for a performance pickup with the Explorer Sport Track Adrenaline, unveiled as a concept in 2005. The original vision was wild, a 390 horsepower supercharged 4.6-liter V8 all-wheel drive and SVT-tuned suspension, poised to be Ford's first high-performance truck since the Lightning. Then the mid-2000s financial crunch hit and the dream shrank. By its 2008 debut, the Adrenaline was just a standard sport track with a 210 horsepower VI6 or 292 horsepower VI8, dressed up with 20-inch wheels, black trim, and a $3,000 price bump. Built on the Explorer SUV platform, it promised thrills but delivered a glorified appearance package. Truck enthusiasts who'd buzzed over the concept felt cheated by the tame reality. Sales were lukewarm, and it faded into obscurity when the Raptor arrived in 2010. A classic case of overpromising and underdelivering, it's a forgotten footnote in Ford's truck saga. Remember the Subaru Brat from the 70s and 80s? In 2003, Subaru tried to recapture that quirky magic with the Baja, a vehicle that answered a question absolutely no one was asking. What if an Outback wagon had an identity crisis and wanted to be a pickup? Built on the Outback platform, it swapped the rear cargo area for a tiny 41-inch bed. To make up for it, Subaru added a switchback pass-through, fold down the rear seats, open a small door, and you could carry items up to 7.5 feet long. In practice, the narrow opening made it near useless. Power came from a 2.5-liter flat 4 with 165 horsepower, later a turbo option with 210 horsepower, sluggish for its 3,500-pound weight. The styling was the real kicker. Piles of gray plastic cladding, integrated bed rails, and huge Baja lettering made it look like it was wearing an ill-fitting costume. Priced at $24,000 in 2003, about $38,000 today, Subaru projected 24,000 annual sales, but sold just over 30,000 in 4 years, 2003 to 2006. A cult oddity today, it's a trucklet that never found its tribe. Truck number 5, GMC Envoy XUV. In 2004, GMC unveiled what might be the most overcomplicated solution to a problem nobody had: the Envoy XUV. This midsize SUV featured a retractable roof over the cargo area, transforming it into a small pickup with a midgate system. The rear glass slid into the tailgate, the roof retracted forward, and a partition behind the second row folded down. Perfect for hauling tall items like refrigerators, right? Not quite. Powered by a 4.2-liter inline-6 or 5.3-liter V8, its 4,900-pound heft was manageable, but the roof was a disaster. Packed with motors, seals, and gizmos, it leaked in rainstorms and broke down constantly. Owners cursed the cumbersome partition and deteriorating seals that drench the cargo area. GMC pitched it as the ultimate versatile vehicle, projecting 30,000 annual sales. Reality? Just over 13,000 sold before production ended after 2 years. The experiment cost GM an estimated $125 million in development losses. A noble idea drowned in engineering excess, the XUV remains a bizarre footnote in GMC's quest for innovation. Truck number 4, Toyota Hiace truck. Van truck. Before the Tacoma ruled the mid-size pickup world, Toyota took a weird detour with the Hiace truck, known in some markets as the Light Ace truck, a cab-over pickup based on its popular vans. Sold globally in the 1980s, though not officially in the US, it featured a forward-control design. The driver sat over the front wheels with the engine tucked under the seats. A 2.2-liter four-cylinder churned out a measly 101 horsepower, pushing its nearly 4,000-pound frame to 60 miles per hour in a glacial 15 seconds. Owners griped about cabin heat soaking in from the engine and oil checks requiring interior disassembly, an awkward maintenance nightmare. The van-like cab paired with a short cargo bed made it look like a sci-fi prop, not a truck. While common in Japan, Asia, and Australia, gray market imports trickled into the US, earning it urban legend status among Toyota fans. Not a mainstream flop, it's still one of the strangest designs Toyota ever churned out. Quirky enough for collectors today, but too odd for mass appeal back then. Truck number 3, Dodge Dakota convertible. In the late 80s, someone at Chrysler had a wild idea. What if we made a convertible pickup truck? The result was the Dodge Dakota Sport convertible, produced from 1989 to 1991. Chrysler shipped partially built Dakotas to the American Sunroof Company, which hacked off the roof, reinforced the frame, and added a manual vinyl top with a plastic rear window. With the top down, the body flexed and squeaked over every bump. Structural rigidity was a distant dream. Rain? Good luck. Water seeped into the cabin like a sieve. Operating the top meant climbing out to wrestle it into place, a chore for even the patient. Powered by a 2.5-liter four-cylinder or 3.9-liter V6, it was marketed as a fun lifestyle truck for open-air adventurers. But it flunked as both a convertible, noisy, drafty, and a pickup, cargo space cramped by the top mechanism. Dodge aimed for 2,500 sales yearly. They built 3,759 over 3 years before pulling the plug. Rust claimed most survivors, leaving this oddball a rare, leaky memory. Truck number 2, Lincoln Blackwood. If ever a truck screamed, designed by people who've never used a truck, it's the 2002 Lincoln Blackwood, Ford's luxury division's stab at a pickup. They took a Lincoln Navigator SUV, kept the front, and grafted on a short bed lined with carpet, stainless steel, and a power tonneau cover that only opened via split Dutch doors. No tailgate here. Available only in black with fake wood trim, it was rear-wheel drive only, despite targeting snowy states. A 5.4-liter V8 made 300 horsepower, but the 5,500-pound curb weight and plush interior meant it couldn't tow or haul anything serious. Lincoln went all out to ensure it stayed pristine. Priced at $52,500 in 2002, it cost as much as a European sedan, but offered zero truck utility. Lincoln projected 18,000 annual sales. Instead, it sold 3,356 units in 15 months, October 2001 to December 2002, before Ford axed it. A rolling paradox, the Blackwood redefined luxury and practicality in a way only Lincoln could dream up. Truck number 1, Chevrolet SSR. Topping our list is the Chevrolet SSR, a vehicle so confused it might be the weirdest truck ever built. Launched in 2003, General Motors couldn't decide if it was a convertible sports car, pickup, or hot rod, so they mashed all three together. The Super Sport Roadster boasted a retractable hardtop that folded behind the seats, powered initially by a 5.3-liter V8, later a 6.0-liter LS2 when sales tanked. Built on the Trailblazer SUV platform, it weighed a hefty 4,800 pounds, more than many full-size trucks, making it sluggish despite its sporty looks. The shallow bed was useless for hauling, and at $42,000 in 2003, $66,000 today, it was a premium price for a compromise. GM banked on 13,000 annual sales, but sold just 24,000 over 4 years, 2003 to 2006, losing $5,000 per unit, an estimated $100 million flop. A bold swing that missed every mark, the SR is the ultimate symbol of automotive identity crisis and Detroit's strangest failure. These 12 failed and weird trucks represent some of the wildest missteps in automotive history. From over-engineered flops like the GMC Envoy XUV to lifestyle disasters like the Subaru Baja, they prove innovation doesn't always pay off.